Heather McDonald has got the juiciest scoop. When you're on the road, when you're on the go, Juicy Scoop is the show to know. She talks Hollywood tales, her real life Mr. Segment serial data and serial sister. You'll be addicted and addicted fast to the #1 tabloid real life podcast. Listen in, listen up. Woo woo. Heather McDonald, Juicy Scoop.
Hello and welcome to Juicy Scoop. Well, I have the fitness queen of all queens, Denise Austin is here. And I mean, the burst of energy that came after your hour drive from Hermosa Beach, now I realize why you look the way you look at, can I say your age?
Of course you can.
You're 66.
66.
Ridiculous. You
And feel my tummy.
I'm going to feel your abs
Okay,
after.
you have to.
I felt Heather DuBro's abs and hers were good. And my Pilates instructor said, I heard your show. And she's like, and we're going to get those abs down. And I go, I've got Denise Austin coming. And she goes, I have one question for her. I thought this was a good question.
All right.
As a fitness person, and she's a fitness person. If there was one exercise, one move that someone could only do for the rest of their life, what would that be?
Oh, a plank for sure. A low hover plank, to be honest with you. Get down on the elbows and hold it and tighten up your tummy. Pull up and in your tummy and your abs. Zip up those abs or as long as you can. I do it for about a half a minute, and that way it keeps it nice and strong. And it's the same ab exercise that actually helps keep your tummy flat. So it's the transverse abdominis. That's the one that's underneath right there that's always going to keep your abs pulled in. And good posture is very important. Because if you're slouched, your tummy has nowhere else to go but out. But if you sit up or stand up nice and tall, it has a place to stay. Tucked in. So pull it in. Always think good posture. It's the key to a flat belly.
Wow, we are off and running. Welcome to 2024 Fitness Game. No, I want to talk to you about your exciting life and how much you've done. I have a photo here, which is the then and now. I have this photo.
Oh, yes.
What are the ages of you here? This is incredible. You're wearing the same suit, bathing suit in red with a zipper. You look your body looks exactly the same. Your hair is a little longer today. But how old are you in the first one?
That was when I had just had my second baby. So that was 35 years ago. So,
wow.
I guess I was 30-something, 38.
Yeah. Wow.
And then this is just about a month ago. So this is right away. So this is this year, 66 and I guess 36 maybe.
Well, it was so exciting to get the email from your people to have you come on.
Thank you.
Because my husband was like, my husband works with me too.
Oh, I know Peter.
And so he's like, do you want Denise? And I was like, oh my God, yes. And so then when I was gathering up the information, the email, I'm like, whoever is on her team must be a juicy scooper because what they wrote was everything we have in common.
Well, it's my sister. No, I mean, it's a publicist, but my sister is in love with you and she talks about you forever. And I was so excited, when Diego, my publicist, said, oh, Heather, you can maybe be on Juicy Scoop. I go, oh my God. I call first person I call, of course, is my sister, one of
who is
my
a Juicy
sisters.
Scooper?
Oh, she's big time. Yeah, she's been to a lot of your live
you said she went to the San Diego
with her daughter.
I love it. I get so many mother-daughter combos and now mother-son too. So I love that. Couples and everything. Sisters, lots of sisters come.
Yes.
But I love a mother-child because it's like, a large demographic,
Absolutely.
So I appreciate that
and
so much.
And now you even have my niece's little son who's 1 year old. Whenever the podcast comes on twice a week, she puts it on and he starts dancing. He loves your music.
Well, that's Jenny Poulos who did the music. And she actually is a mother of young kids and she has done kid rap music. So she should look into if there's she has raps about potty training and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So I think the kids
she'll
really
be needing
she knows
that.
how to
He's one and he loves you.
I love it.
So the whole family loves you.
Across the board. It's so sweet. Unwrap the first of many presents this season with holidays on the house from DraftKings Casino. With hundreds of games, prizes, and promos, DraftKings Casino has everything on your list. Right now, new players who play $5 get $100 instantly in casino credits. What are you waiting for? Download the DraftKings Casino app now and sign up with promo code JUICYSCOOP and play $5 to get $100 in casino credits. That's promo code JUICYSCOOP. Only at DraftKings Casino. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsible, 21 and above, physically present in Connecticut, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, only void in Ontario. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. One per opted-in new customer, $5 wager required, max $100 in casino credit awarded, which require one-time playthrough within 7 days. Terms at casino.draftkings.com/holidays. On the house, restrictions apply.
I'm one of five.
That was the other thing. 1-5. What number are you?
I'm middle.
Okay, you're the middle, number 5. Out of 5, you're Catholic.
Yes.
Catholic.
Born and raised, my aunt's a nun.
Oh,
she
really?
was the principal
interesting.
at Immaculate Heart High School here in Hollywood.
Where Meghan Markle went.
Yes, but my aunt was a little older than that.
Yeah, right.
She did teach Lucille Ball's daughter. Yes.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
Yes, she did.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so I'm from a very Catholic family.
Wait, is your aunt still here?
No,
Okay.
she passed many years ago.
Yes.
She did. So we loved her.
Wait, was she part of
She was part of the change. So she was a pioneer of getting rid of the habits. So if you look back into 1970s, it was the Immaculate Heart nuns that kind of said, okay, we're not going to be wearing these habits anymore. We're taking them off and we're going to be lay teachers. She went from Sister Cortona to Sister Mary Ann, her real name, which no one ever knew her real name.
Interesting.
So she, we could all look it up, and she was one of the pioneers of it. So
yes, so the
women liber, but in the way of Catholics.
The nuns that taught at my schools, which was St. Mel's and Louisville High School right over here,
yes.
Sisters of St. Louis, they're teachers too. And maybe my first early years of being in school, I remembered they had the habits on their hair.
Yes.
But then, most of them, some of them would still choose to have the habit. They didn't want to change.
Right.
But all throughout my high school, they would just wear like a navy skirt and a blouse and just like a little sweater, hair, normal, nothing covering their heads. And they were the teachers. Yeah.
I know.
So that's so cool. I love that.
I went to Catholic schools my whole life.
Out here in Southern California?
Yes, Bishop Montgomery High School in Redondo Beach.
Oh, I love it.
I'm from Palos Verdes.
Oh, you're from Palos Verdes.
Yeah,
okay.
born and raised.
Then you went to U of A.
Yes, and I got a full athletic scholarship. It was the first year women were, Title IX were offered scholarships for athletics.
Wow.
And today, I brought you my first leotard I wore when I competed at the University of Arizona. Here it is, and it still fits, Heather.
Oh, my God.
Woo!
Very, very
Red, white,
cute. Wow. And do they still have a gymnastics teams, right?
Oh, yes,
Oh, that's
of course
great.
they do, yes.
I love it.
Yeah, so that was kind of cute. And then I spoke as a commencement address speaker at one of the graduations.
When were you able to do that?
Oh, gosh, about 16 years ago, maybe.
And when you got
guess
the
what
word,
I did?
Tell me what you did.
Okay. So, when you're a commencement, you have to wear
Well,
the gown, the black.
I just want to say it's one of my things that I've been manifesting.
Oh, you'll be
No school
for
has
sure.
asked me yet.
Oh, that you should do it, especially your alma
For
mater.
the Louisville, the high school, it's my understanding that I'm probably a little too edgy, maybe.
Maybe, because the Catholic girls are still there.
So, and then USC, I'm still hopeful that they'll ask me.
Oh, they will.
We'll see.
Were you part of the Annenberg like my daughters?
Yes,
okay,
yes.
you should be speaking
And of
there.
course, they've had Will Ferrell do
Yes.
it. And Will Ferrell and I
Yes.
knew each other in
I
college.
love
He dated
him.
my sorority sister. and I
Stop
also
it.
knew him at Groundlings.
Oh, my God.
He was a few years older than I am, but we
yeah.
were there at the same time.
Oh, wow.
And they had him speak. Now he's a much, much bigger star than I am. But
You'll do it.
I'm putting it out there. I'm putting it out there. So when you got the word that you're doing it, how did you come up with your speech?
Well, I came up with my speech to help people realize that no matter what you do, you can do something that you feel comfortable with. And I just kept saying, it took me 35 times, phone calls to the Today Show to get on for the very first time in 1984. I would call Steve Friedman 35 times to finally.
Just yourself was calling.
Oh, you betcha.
And what would be your pitch? Ding-a-ling-a-ling. Hello, Today Show. May I help you?
Yes. May I talk to Steve Friedman? I'm sorry, he's not available. And I said, this is Denise Austin, and I could do exercise. You've never had fitness on your TV show.
They never had done fitness?
No, this
you were
is
the first
1984.
So you were the first person to think, why don't they do a fitness segment?
Yes, and I said, I just wrote a booklet called Tone Up at the Terminals, an exercise guide for computer operators. So I have some interesting exercises I could teach everybody. And she would laugh, and she goes, I'll let them know you called. Boom. I'll let them know you called. One day.
No, wait. At this time, let me ask. Wait. I have questions. You're so energetic, but I do have questions. And I don't mean to cut you off, but I have to. So at this time was like, okay, remember the bosom, the workout buddy people? The guy, the man and the woman that would do like a workout. That was like, must have been the 70s.
Well,
do you remember
that's
that?
Called Jack LaLanne. He gave me my first start on television. Jack LaLanne
he did. So when you were calling the Today Show in the 80s, had, who was the guy that would wear nylons and had the curly hair?
Oh, Richard Simmons.
Had Richard Simmons been around before you? Yes.
Oh, he came at the same time. I mean, he came a little earlier than I am. He's a little older than I am.
Okay, so get back to your thing. So you were just a go-getter.
Yes, I didn't care if anyone said no. I didn't care. I tried another thing. So I thought to call it a different time. I called it 6 p.m. that night. And Steve Friedman, I went, oh my God. That's the executive producer. He answered because I was calling very politely, 9 to 5 before. This time I tried a different hour, and he answered. And I told him I could get down on the floor and show you sit-ups and show you the best way to flatten your belly. And he didn't say anything on the other side. Hello, are you still there?
Yeah.
And he said, yeah, you could come this week and present. So I presented him. He was in Rockefeller Center.
Now, were you living in New York at this time?
D.C.
Okay.
My husband and I got married in 1983. He's a sports attorney, and we needed to move to D.C. because he represented tennis players and then basketball players. But his sister's Tracy Austin. She was number one at the time. His best friend was in tennis.
Oh, okay.
She won the U.S. Open, still youngest ever in the history of the U.S. Open to win. At age 16, she beat Martina, and then 2 years later, she beat Chrissy Everett. So
how did you guys meet, you and your husband?
My husband and I was setting up an aerobics studio in 1981 inside a tennis club. And he in the West End Tennis Club in Torrance, and he was warming up Tracy, his sister, to kind of get her ready, prepared for the U.S. Open, and because he was a lawyer in Beverly Hills. So
he was a lawyer, but he played tennis as well.
Oh, yeah. He played at UCLA. He was, they won 2 NCAAs with him.
Oh, he was on the team. That's
amazing.
He
was on the team, yeah. All of my entire family, my husband, myself, and my 2 daughters all played, got scholarships in sports. So I did gymnastics, my husband tennis, and both daughters went on scholarship for girls lacrosse. So D1
at
program.
USC.
Well, my oldest went to University of Virginia.
Okay.
And she was number 1 in the nation because she was really tough, good.
Yeah.
And then my baby, Katie Austin, she went to USC, the first inaugural women's team at USC.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know. So,
get to the romance. So you're at the Torrance thing.
West End Tennis Club.
Okay,
I walked
how do you
by
meet?
with the owner of the club, the manager owner, and I said, damn, they're good. He goes, well, that's Jeff Austin, Tracy Austin. She's ready to go to the U.S. Open. I went, oh, wow. And so then he showed me my room. Back in the day in 1981, there were no gyms. There were no aerobic studios. So I had to teach in little rooms or racquetball courts to start aerobics. I'd bring my little,
music
cassette player.
Yeah,
and have my little routine. And so he showed me the room I was going to teach my aerobics in.
And what would you make doing that?
Well, at the time I had 30 different instructors that one went to Kaiser Hospital. I did all.
You were in charge of all those people.
Yes.
So you had formed already a little business.
A little business, yes.
Oh my God. And how old are you at this point?
I graduated from college and I was 2 years out of college.
You're 24 doing this.
Doing this, yes.
Good for you.
And I would give them each a cassette player and a tape. You go here at TRW at 5 o'clock and you move all the tables and you teach aerobics. Here's the routine. So I was teaching 4 classes a day, back in
Yeah.
the day. And so so I was figuring out which room I get at the tennis club. And so then when I came back to, get something to drink with the guy, in comes Jeff and Tracy, and they come here, meet the new aerobics director. I was like, oh, I got the job. And so he gave me a piece of paper, like a contract, and they said, this is, Jeff Austin. He's the lawyer of the Austins because he's one of 5 too. And
wow.
I said, you want to look at this? I was teasing him because it was a contract, no one
To be the aerobic instructor.
Yes, yeah. Like $1, if you're a member, you could come to my aerobics class.
Yeah.
$2 if you're not a member.
Okay.
And so he laughed, and that was it. And the next day, he called and asked me out.
How did he ask you out?
He just called my house and asked me out. So
Just so, would you like to go out to dinner or something?
yeah, to dinner. That was our first date.
And did you feel a moment when you met him like, this
yes,
is it?
because he's so funny and he's so smart. And I had not gone out with such brilliant people before. I always had surfers or, I don't know, not anyone so intelligent. So I was really like in love with his smart, and he was funny, really dry sense of humor. And right away, we got married a year later.
You did.
And moved to Washington, D.C.
And then how did you know he was the one?
Oh, he asked me like early, and he said, I love you really fast. I was like, oh, but he had never gone out with a girl past 3 months. And he's 5.5 years older than I am. So when I was at 4 months, the family was like, oh my gosh, Jeff is so serious. I was like, why? He goes, he never went past 3 months with anybody but you. So I was like, oh, okay.
And everybody and all the families liked each other. Everyone in the family,
yes. My whole family. Our Thanksgiving is blended family. My family, his family, all our siblings, 41 at our Thanksgiving every year.
I love that.
At our house.
I hosted our Thanksgiving, and we were supposed to be 27, but it went down to 23. It's been more in the past, but some of the kids are, going to law school and stuff like that of the cousins. But we have a big thing too.
Yeah, it's so fun.
Okay, so getting back to the Today Show. So now you're in D.C., you're married.
Yes.
You're young, you don't have kids yet.
No, and I wear little shorts to, the Safeway back east, and people looked at me, back in the day.
Was it weird to go?
Washington was very conservative. We would go to parties with, Jeff had to wear a coat and tie in 1983, 84, 85. It was very conservative.
Was it?
And I wore a leotard everywhere.
Being that you were Palos Verdes beach girl,
yes.
Then, Tucson, Arizona.
Yes.
Was that a big transition to go into cold weather and a more conservative dress place?
Oh, definitely. But I loved it. Our friends were, my husband played tennis, at the White House. We got to enjoy ourselves.
You did?
Oh, yes.
Tell me about that. Who was it? Who was in office then?
Well,
was that Reagan?
Well, President Bush
was
vice president at the time. So he loved tennis. So they always invited us to at the time, the vice president's house.
Oh.
Yeah, so he always played tennis with the president. So it was really fun.
Oh, my gosh.
Right away, we had the most wonderful experiences. And every year we were supposed to come back to LA to have him open up the LA office for Octagon, the company. And every year, no, it's okay. No, we're having fun. And then we had babies, and they love lacrosse.
Okay, so how'd you get on the Today Show? So
I called
was the 35th time the 6 p.m. time?
Yes. Can you believe it?
All right. And so how long were you calling all the time? Like how many weeks or months was that?
I probably wait every few weeks to call.
So was it like almost a whole year of calling?
Probably, because I got on March 1984.
Okay.
Probably,
So you do your presentation.
Yes, and he's in the Rockefeller Center in the corner, gorgeous office with a baseball bat in his hand, a Yankees cap on his head, and he's in a beautiful desk with his baseball, bat just going back and forth. I'm down on the ground showing the best sit-ups you could possibly do.
To the executive producer.
To the executive producer,
who's
Steve
practicing
Friedman.
his swing while you're doing this?
Yes,
okay.
And he's smiling and never saying a word. And I jump up, and then I could show tone up at the terminal exercises. There's a lot of neck issues out there because people are sitting in terminals.
Yeah.
And so he just smiled, and then he gave me a note, and it said March 23rd, 24th, and that was the first dates to go on on the show. And within a year, I had a contract for 4 years.
So you
Once a
went
month.
on it, and you were such a hit.
Yes.
That
I
then-
got as many, 1 week, as many letters as Willard Scott. Do you remember him?
Yes.
Our famous weatherman. And they were like, wow, that's when I got my contract.
So that
Because
you,
they want to know more about fitness. health.
and so by the contract, did that involve pay then?
Yes. Oh, yeah. I was,
And then, but also then you couldn't go on Good Morning America.
right.
Got
Yes.
it.
But
got it.
I at that point, too, ESPN was just starting. So I got my own show on ESPN. My whole goal was a 30-minute show, not a 3-minute. Once
Right.
a month, that's what I got. So so my goal was to have my own Getting Fit with Denise Austin.
And when you would do all these things, was your husband then your attorney?
Yes, but I would kind of get the job, but he
Right.
would look at the contracts because
Nice.
he that wasn't his thing. No one knew direction for an aerobics instructor. I just made things up as I went along.
and
I mean,
as-
I have my degree, so
Yeah.
I felt very confident in my abilities. I was very, being a gymnast, I was used to performing,
Yeah.
my whole life.
With so many presents this season, don't forget yourself with holidays on the house from DraftKings Casino. With hundreds of games, prizes, and promos, DraftKings Casino has everything on your list. Right now, new players who play $5 get $100 instantly in casino credits. So come on, what are you waiting for? Cozy up with the classics like slots, blackjack, and roulette, or play exclusive games you'll only find at DraftKings Casino to feel the holiday cheer all season long. Download the DraftKings Casino app now and sign up with the promo code JuicyScoop and play $5 to get $100 in casino credits. That's promo code JuicyScoop. Only at DraftKings Casino. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsible, 21 and above, physically present in Connecticut, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, West Virginia only. Void in Ontario. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. One per opted-in new customer. $5 wager required. Max 100 in casino credit awarded, which requires one-time playthrough within 7 days. Terms at casino.draftkings.com/holidays on the house. Restrictions apply. And as a gymnast, as a child, like when did you start doing
Well,
that?
I was late in life at
Okay.
11. So
Okay.
I never made it to, I was lucky enough to get an athletic scholarship.
And what made you at 11 go, I want to learn gymnastics, Mom?
I just loved it. I went to the YMCA in San Pedro, California, and they had a great gymnastics program, and I kept staying and, made the team, and I just kept going.
But you got the scholarship, but were you ever at a level that you might have gone to the Olympics or anything?
No,
Okay.
I was never that good. No,
Okay.
No, everyone was, so much better.
Yeah.
I was years ago when you were first giving Title IX, the girls my age were, the younger ones were way better. They're the ones that made the Olympic
Right.
team. They wouldn't have thought to go to college.
Mm-hmm.
So I was offered a lot of scholarships because it was the first year women were offered athletic scholarships in 1975.
And so that must have been really exciting when you guys saw that was going to happen.
To see these scholarships coming in, this was like heaven. Are you kidding?
Because
Full
I think
rides
people
back in
need
the
to
day.
remember that.
Yes.
That was never even an option.
No,
They put
never.
all the money into the men.
Right.
And that's why they would call it an MRS degree. Did you
Yes,
remember that?
yeah.
Meaning,
Go and meet your husband.
Go
Yeah.
meet your husband and be a Mrs.
Yeah.
But is it worth it for us even to pay for you to go to college? If you're not
Right.
going to marry someone rich or, become a nurse or a teacher, like
Right.
all those kind of things. And this gave so many more women an opportunity to
Yes.
get the scholarship money that men have. And
Right.
I hope we protect it at all costs because,
yes, we have.
we
Yes,
have to
yes.
because that's serious. So when
And I
you,
believe in young girls doing some kind of sports.
yeah,
I really do because I've seen the difference in just the way they grow up with confidence, and they really truly do, feel. Kind of worthy. It's something that they try hard for. It's
Right,
A
you have
really
to
good
work
life.
at it and
You have
commit
work.
to, and-
There's an ethic. Like my girls are great. They have a great work ethic, and I think that's so important for girls.
yeah, because I think when you're on a team, even if it's not going to lead to scholarships or whatever,
Right.
it is great to show if your child does want to do something. whatever that might be, but especially if it is a sport, you have to commit that you're going to go be there at the 6 a.m. workout.
Yes, that's right.
And, there's
and camaraderie.
Right.
And you just, besides being active, which is so important for me, I think it's really important to start early in health and wellness and feel better. And it really does matter. And it could be dancing. It could be any form, just something you're committed to show that you can try hard and you're doing better at it.
Okay, so when does the business really start to explode?
When VHS came out.
Yes.
Thank you, Jane Fonda. I was on TV on ESPN, my own show every, morning. You would watch me. And then I got a chance to do a VHS. And then that's a chance.
A workout tape.
A workout tape to see, I would go to Walmart on weekends to sign videos, VHSs, rock hard abs, rock aerobics, all my different. I sold over 25 million VHS and DVDs combined.
How many different videos were there?
Oh, I had over 300.
So you just kept coming up with a different thing?
Oh, yes, all the time. From Pilates to yoga to stretching to hit the spot, abs, arms, butt, thighs, of course.
And what are some of the great stories that I'm sure that have happened to you where people come up to you or at an event or when you're just like shopping that really made you realize like what I did was really important in this life?
It happens a lot, but when the kids were little, a lot at the airport or it would happen in the grocery store. That's how my kids remember that their mom was somebody or the first time because I've had women cry saying, "You've changed my life. I finally lost the weight. I don't have to take high blood pressure medicine anymore." Or other women have come up to me and I finally had the, nerve to divorce my horrible husband or
Right.
Everything was always positive, which makes me feel so good inside that, anyone who came up to me, it was always positive. Like you started me on a fitness journey and now my kids do it. And, there are so many stories. I've even been at a airline at the ticket counter and a lady fainted, the ticket counter lady fainted. It was me, I'm like, oh, get her some orange juice. Oh my gosh, I mean, and men have come up to me and thanking me for their wives' bodies or how good they feel. It's always usually thanks for a good attitude. That's, I would say, come on, you can do it. You're worth it. You deserve to feel your best. For 24 years, I was on TV. So it was in their homes, in their basements, in their, their families. I was on twice a day in the morning. So
would you do live events and stuff?
No, I would do personal appearances at
like a personal appearance.
Target or Walmart or Best Buy or back in the day, Blockbuster. But live, no, my TV show was a lot of work.
And so you and your husband, when did you eventually move back to California?
Just when our youngest daughter got into USC.
Oh, you were on the East Coast the whole time.
So 8 years ago we moved back. Yes.
Oh.
So we were East Coasters our entire married life so much. I mean, for 30 years we lived back east.
Are you happy to be back in California?
Oh, yes, I love this weather, but I miss my dearest friends. But they come visit. They love it here. Of course.
Good. And so with your daughters, what's the age difference between the two?
3 years. So I have a 33-year-old Kelly Austin.
Same with my sons, are 3 years apart.
Yes, it worked out great.
Yeah.
But I didn't have kids till 7 years after we were married.
How old were you when you had your first?
34.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
and did you have any trouble getting pregnant or anything? Okay,
no,
good. No. And then you waited a couple of years and tried again?
Yes, and
perfect.
did it again.
Yeah.
And then that was enough for me too.
and you knew that.
I felt that. Yeah. Because my husband was such a good dad. I mean, I would travel to film my show and go for a week. He would come sometimes and bring the babies, or my mom would meet us in the Caribbean or Hawaii to take care of him while I was filming all day. But I couldn't do that to him. He's a full-time lawyer, full-time dad, a lot on our plate. So.
And what's your mom guilt moment? Was there ever a mom guilt as a working mom? Because I know I have mine, and I've shared mine.
I would cry on those airplanes if they didn't land on time, that I'd miss their little lacrosse game. Or, one thing I really, when they were really good in high school and, knowing this is where they want to be, on a team, a private team, a travel team, I really worked my buns off so I didn't miss any games in their high school years or college.
You mean you started to turn down stuff?
Yes, always. But when they were little, I would feel terrible if my plane was delayed and I missed something, Of course,
I feel that
I would cry. I'd sit there going, oh no,
I have
just
a
want to be
similar,
there.
I feel like also I would cry a lot on the planes too, like coming back from like a weekend of doing stand-up or whatever. Because one, I think someone told me you're more emotional in the air. There's something, and like whatever, oxygen. Well, I don't know.
Depletion.
And also I think that's why I cry a lot, like watching certain movies.
Oh, yes.
Or I think the movies are better on the plane, and then I like watch them again later. I'm like, why did I think that? Like I'll be on a plane, I'll be crying. I'm like, why was this not Oscar nominated? And then someone said, no, it's like something, I don't know. And then I'd really like be missing them and feeling guilty. It was always the ride home.
Right.
So I know,
I know it
too. Yeah. And then,
and getting to leave the couple days before I had to leave, I'd get a little melancholy.
Yes.
For them. I felt like, do I really, I felt like it was a lot of sacrifice, trying to, stay on top. And at the same time, wanting to be there for my girls. So I always chose the family over my job.
Yes, but
Pretty
I
much.
think I'm kind of asking you because I do think it's something we don't talk enough about.
Right.
Like, and I think it's helpful for people that are listening now to hear from someone like you who did make the sacrifice. You did miss mommy times that you'll never get back.
Yes.
Because you
Not
knew.
a lot.
Right. But I'm saying, but you still knew that this is an opportunity that it's now.
Yes.
It might not,
yeah.
if you put it to the side, it might not
Right.
be back in 5 years when your kid is 9.
Right.
So you're going to have to miss this thing when the kid is 4 because this is when it is. And this is, the
Yes.
building, but it all works out. I want people to know
really
it all
does.
works out.
It does.
It all works out. Your girls are good. Your marriage is good. But it's also important that, everybody deals with it differently.
Yes. Yeah.
But I do feel like it'll never be the same for men
I
that
don't
travel
think so. No.
and it's not
Because
an
I always made
evaluation.
food for him. I always
Yeah.
would have everything lined up before I left. That's a lot of meal prep, as we call now. I didn't know what it was called back then, but just did it.
Yeah.
But, it was a lot on my mind to be a mom still, make sure they
Yes.
sent, like I was still the mother helper at some of the schools. I was still, rush home to do that and show up. And
Yes.
I try, also I learned you can't have it all the time, and you can throughout your life. And now looking back, I'm 66. I did have it all in different stages of my life, and I'm proud of that. And also I tell women, when they're really little, it's okay that you're gone here and there.
That's what I say.
When they're more like
12.
getting teenager,
That's the
11.
That's exactly what I said. Those are the most important years,
And high
actually.
schools, I was there, boy.
Yeah, I have too.
Friday nights, if someone shows up, I was protecting, is anyone bringing beer down to my basement? I just was, my husband and I were present.
Yes.
And that was really important, especially in those ages, because they could wave to different friends. You just didn't know. So when they were really little, I feel pretty good about, having the chance to do both in my career and a mom.
Well, first of all, I love the expression, and a friend of mine, a gay man friend of mine, Guy Branham, we shared an office together at Chelsea lately, and he was like, Heather, I think you should write a book called Having It Most.
Oh,
because
I like
you don't
that.
have it all,
Right?
But no one can have it all the
Right.
time.
No, that's
but you
right.
should strive to have it most.
Most time.
And most, yeah.
I like
I
that.
liked that too.
Yeah,
and I'm
you
like,
should do that.
I know. Well, I maybe I'll write another book, but this takes up a lot of
Yes.
time. But what I was going to say is, I think oftentimes the routine for most women is, I'm going to stay home when they're really little. And then now that they can get themselves to and from school or whatever, maybe that's when they really kind of start doing their own thing and everything. And I'm not criticizing anybody, but I felt like, oh my gosh, I'm missing out on like the cute baby, preschool type of years. I missed stuff. But I felt like by building my business then, I had the luxury of when they were preteens and in high school to be that much more present. Yes. And I kind of agree that for me at least, exactly what you're saying.
I agree.
Because they at 2 or 3 or something, providing they have good caregivers, they don't know.
I had a lot of family.
They don't know that you missed the Christmas parade.
Yeah. That I didn't miss. Or the Halloween one.
But I'm just saying there's something that you might have missed or not. Yeah. But yeah, you try to go to the most things, but I remember there's just some things.
Yeah, you're rushing and you didn't make it.
You have to miss. And so this past weekend, I have so excited. I got to model with my son.
I saw it.
Brandon. It was a mother-son fashion show.
You guys look gorgeous.
And I literally said to my husband, I go, someone could offer me $100,000 to do an appearance. If it fell on this day, I would say no.
Yeah.
Because I was like, there is only, because I've missed other things and because there hasn't been that many, I'm like, I would not have missed that
I got chills.
For the world. And, my very good friend, Jill Zarin, she's a former Real Housewives of New York, and she's got amazing rugs, and she works with her daughter, and I love her daughter, and I love her boyfriend. And it was her 60th birthday in Boca Raton at her home. And if I didn't have this, I would have gone there.
Yes, of course.
And I was like, I immediately said to her, I go, there's just no way.
When it comes to your kids,
there's just no way. But I saw the photos But
no FOMO.
But I had no FOMO. I had no FOMO because
you had a great
there was nothing I would have rather done. Now, if I would have just said, "Oh, I don't want to get on a plane and go to Florida," and then laid in my bed, going to bed at 5:30 with daylight saving time, and then saw the photos, I'd be like, "You're an idiot, Heather."
Right.
But not when
you had something important.
Not when it's a family thing.
The same thing. I got the opportunity to walk with my daughter. Sports Illustrated swimsuit.
Oh wait, I have it.
Yes.
Wait.
Oh, you do? There we are together, hand in hand. It was so much fun. I would have never given up that opportunity. I mean, she asked me, and then Sports Illustrated asked, and I was like,
because she models too.
She's a Sports Illustrated swimsuit model.
I love it.
But she's a fitness. She's following in my fitness footsteps. Katie has her own app. She has her own merch, and she's doing really great. And she's getting married in May. So I'm going.
Is this the older or the younger?
She's the baby.
She's getting married.
Yes.
And you like him.
Oh, we love him. Thank God.
Yes.
That's very important.
Right.
We didn't like a few others of hers. So this is a gem.
And when you don't like, what is your advice?
Oh, that was hard,
to a mom that doesn't like the girlfriend or the boyfriend of their child.
You have to be quiet. Let them realize it themselves. I had to be quiet so much that it killed me.
And then would you get in the bed and shut the door and talk to your husband about it?
Oh, yeah. Jeff and I would hit each other. He knows I'm so verbal that I'd say you're kidding. You're going to let him do that to you or something. I would say something like that, not pick you up. Are you kidding? Just little things. So my husband always would, you don't need to say it. Don't say it. So I kept my mouth shut and she broke up with him. So that was good. She learned for herself.
And then when she broke up with him.
Then everyone unloaded on her.
And then did she say, why didn't you tell me or no?
She said she kind of knew by little things I would say. It was another guy, she missed out a little of college because she always was trying to make sure she made the other boyfriend happy. The one went to another school.
Okay.
And she missed out on a couple things. And
it's hard when you have a long distance relationship in college, I think.
Yes,
I do think you miss out.
You do. And I would say, oh, your sorority's doing this with your fraternity. Aren't you going? And she'd look at me like, no, I'm not. It's a date,
And my boyfriend wouldn't like it.
Yeah, she goes, I knew you, when you would ask those questions, what you were driving at.
Yeah.
And she knew it. So, I mean, it happened naturally, but you do have to zip it.
You have to zip it, and I think because you don't want to...
Unless they're in danger.
Right, of course. Unless they're in danger and it's domestic violence. But if it was just, he's not your favorite or whatever, I think it is good to take that advice because... when they are not happy with him,
Right.
they want to be able to come to you.
Yes.
And if they know the whole time you've been bitching and saying he's a
Right.
loser, they might be like, well, I don't want to go to my mom and have her say, I told you so.
Right. And
so
then
that is one of the reasons to
I
keep your mouth shut.
That my girls tell me everything. I love that. And I think that is really important. So
Are the girls really close to each other?
Oh, yes.
The sisters.
Yeah, they live a mile away from each other.
I love
is
that.
So nice.
Yeah, I'm
yes.
really close to my sister
Yeah.
too. And you're close to your sister,
Oh,
obviously.
yes.
Yeah.
I'm close to all of them.
Yeah, I love
It's
that.
awesome.
So,
We talk every day.
so where can you tell us when the wedding is? Do we know?
Oh, it's May 4th. Yes. In
Okay.
California. So,
Oh,
yeah.
and are you a big part of the planning? And how?
Oh, yes. They want me involved in everything,
Okay,
which is so fun.
Okay, and so
Yeah.
and then the older sister, is she?
The maid of honor. She's not married yet.
Okay, so
yeah,
she's the
yeah.
maid of honor.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, I love it.
She is a spiritual type healer. She does
I love
sound bath, Kelly Austin. She's
okay.
very, very, she does astrology. She's very
But I just
smart.
saw a thing on TikTok, and it's a sound bath that they put you on a floaty in the pool.
Oh, yes, yes.
Does your daughter do that?
She does that. She does
Okay, because everyone was like, "Oh my god!" And they they show them putting the person on a big floaty by themselves.
And they relax your neck.
Yes, and they put a blankie on you.
Yes, yeah, and then she does a sound bath. It's beautiful.
Oh,
and
that's so cool.
meditation. So we are going to start to do like wellness things together. So mother daughter.
I love it.
Yeah. So
one like
day.
Jill and Allie.
Yes,
Jill's there and her daughter
yeah.
Allie. I love when people get their business.
It's really fun.
And I think it so complements, especially with the two generations,
Yes.
because they're bringing something obviously to it, and then so are you, and it's a really smart thing if
Katie
you
and
can
I
work
did
together.
a mother-daughter workout tour together, and all these mother-daughters, it sold out in 2 hours. And
wow.
it was right before the pandemic, and it was the most endearing thing. They drove for so long to get to us, and it was so much fun because they told stories like, I used to be, sitting and doing your workouts when the baby was, crawling, and now here she is following your daughter, and it goes all,
I
both
love
generations. So it's been really
let's talk a little bit about fitness. Here's your cute family.
yes.
Wait, so which one is getting married? The one in the,
The
black
one on the
dress?
left.
Oh, the jeans.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, such a cute family.
She's so cute.
And so let's talk a little bit like what are your thoughts about the Ozempic semaglutide phase and fad and everything with that? What is your opinion on it?
I am not a medical doctor, and
Of course,
I'm
we know
always
that.
promoting health and fitness,
Yes.
take care of your body because you still have to get your muscles in shape,
Right.
no matter what you're doing. Muscles work miracles on your metabolism. Muscles are what's going to keep you young, nothing droops or sags when you have muscle tone, and muscles really help with so much. We have 640 muscles head to toe. You still need, no matter what drug you're on, no matter, I don't take anything, but the key is muscles still have the structure to take good care of your body for a long time. So I've talked to many doctors about it. I've been on the President's Council on Physical Fitness and Sports back in the day, and I still have a lot of doctors I always call about different things. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? And they are very worried of what they're going to be like when they take themselves off of it. And that is still the research isn't there. So there is, I'm into the research of it, and we really don't know everything about it.
Right.
Yet. So that's all. But I do think at one point, a lot of people need to lose some weight. So if it's a good way to jumpstart it.
I think that's what it is. I just think it's one of those things.
And if you're under a doctor's care that really understands it and
you have a goal for yourself to say, my goal is to only be on this 3 months.
Yes.
And see if I can, change my habits and keep that 15 pounds off. And then when there's somebody that has to lose a lot more, like 100, then they have a different plan.
Because everyone's different. And if you need a jump start, talk to your doctor. But still think about it as a lifestyle. What are you eating? How are you moving? Think about your lifestyle is that's what I'm here for. I want people to realize it doesn't take that much. I only work out 30 minutes most days of the week. So that's not a lot when you're awake 16 hours usually. What's 30 minutes to take care of your health? This is what's in your lungs,
That's a
your
good
heart.
way to, that is a good way to put it. Like
Yes.
you have 30 minutes.
You have 30 minutes. You could go for a walk. You could do, get down on the ground, do some stretching and some toning, calisthenic type moves. You could do, light weights for your arms and your chest and your shoulders and just normal exercises that really work. I mean, they're tried and true. There's only so many ways you can move your body,
Yeah.
So I do believe in just moving. 30 minutes a day makes a world of difference for your attitude, for your mental health, for your body. There's so much research that if you just do 30 minutes, then you are taking good care of your health.
How do you feel about pickleball craze?
I love it. Are you kidding? I have my
Good.
own pickleball shoe. The Denise Austin pickleball shoe. Wait.
You have a pickleball
Yes,
shoe?
I have a pickleball shoe.
Oh my gosh, this is your
Yes.
magazine, which is so amazing.
Fit over 50.
This is your own magazine.
Yes, it is.
How often does it come out?
4 times a year. That's my
Oh my
fall
gosh, I
issue
love
coming
it.
up. It's all me. I work very hard on this.
Oh my gosh.
It's doing really well. It's in all the grocery stores. And I
And you have different exercises, different recipes.
yes, a lot of great
different
recipes.
little
ways to
tricks.
kind of look cute when you're 50 and over.
Cute outfits.
Ways to feel better about yourself and kind of little attitude. I call them Denisiologies that I kind of
Do you have
filter
any
through them.
sleeping tips?
Oh, yes. A lot of sleeping tips.
Tell.
First of all, cut coffee off. I love my coffee, but I only have it in the morning.
Me too.
So cut it off by 12 noon. There's a lot of research. If you go past 12, it changes the rhythm of your body. Try to go to eat 3 hours before you go to bed. So I eat early. My husband and I, unless we're going out to dinner with
Right, yeah.
friends, but we try to eat around 6 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
if we can. And the earlier you do the dinner, the more time your food has to metabolize, which helps your sleep, but also helps your weight. So the sooner, the better you get in your dinner. And then, if you're like me, I get up to pee a lot during the night.
Yeah.
So I started to realize don't drink a lot of water after 8 p.m. because I drink water throughout the day, which I love. Of course, we
Would
all
stop
do
after
for
8.
your skin. But
Yeah.
I stop now after 8, so I don't wake up at midnight to pee.
Yeah.
I only do 1 glass of wine. When I go 2, it does disrupt my sleep a bit, and so that's hard when you're out with girlfriends, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
I just have to say goodbye to the sleep that night.
Yeah.
It goes in waves, and I use honestly a very dark room. I make all of our places. I have a house in the desert too, with dark out windows.
You have a house in the desert too? So do
Yes, in La Quinta.
So do I.
Oh, of course, we have everything in
Oh my
common.
God,
You
wait.
have to come by. I have a new retreat area that is just open where
Are you going to go this weekend?
no, we're going to Savannah for a wedding. But
And then are you going to? When are you going to be there?
I'll be there. I'll
for
call you.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Okay, call me.
I don't know
we'll
about
get each
Christmas.
other's number.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't want everyone
You have to
coming
see
over.
our place.
Yeah, that would be fun. Okay,
yes.
yeah.
And so we're going to have wellness events there. It's 6 acres across the street from the resort.
Love it.
Yes, and we're going to call it the Austin Estate. It's just got finished 2 weeks ago.
Oh my God, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
I know, 3.5 years in the making.
So very dark room. Me too.
Yes.
I'm all about like the
and
blackout
a little
blinds.
colder.
Yes, me too.
Because it's very important for your temperature to be a little colder and then snuggle up in the bed.
What's your temperature that you like?
68.
Me too.
Stop it! You need to be my sister.
Yeah.
And those are just
I could
the
just
best
sleep over in
tips.
the bed with you.
Yeah, those are just my easiest tips.
Yeah. And
And exercise is important. I could tell
Right.
days I don't exercise, like I'm running around, that I didn't get a good night's sleep because
Good,
I
that's
didn't
good.
get in my cardio, or I didn't get in some, feeling like I gave it my all in exercise.
are there any like vitamins or something that you think?
Vitamin D for all of us women We all need vitamin D for sure. That's a key.
Real vitamin D or just a vitamin D pill or both?
Both.
Okay.
Oh, both.
Being the sun.
A little bit, like 30 minutes in morning sun is the best.
Okay.
And I truly, when I wake up, I do drink some water with 2 squeezes of a lemon. Mm-hmm. And you could get out there and look at the lemons.
Yeah.
And I really believe in that. My grandma used to do it. And I also eat a little bit of parsley in the morning, just a leaf. Did you know in just one little leaf is as much vitamin C as an orange?
No.
Yes, so you need your parsley. My grandma was from Croatia, so she always would talk about parsley and lemon. So,
interesting. What are some other secret foods that have more?
Flaxseed, chia seeds, and hemp seeds. I put over cottage cheese. I like that in the morning. With
I feel like
blueberries
cottage cheese is making a comeback.
Definitely. Can you?
I feel like it was out of style.
It was my mom's diet food.
Cottage cheese,
With
grapefruit,
yes,
hard-boiled eggs.
But cottage cheese is great for us women because it has the calcium, it has protein. Us women need more protein than you think.
Okay.
So we need to wake up and have protein.
So what are some other good sources of protein that are easy to fit in your diet?
Yogurt is really great. And almonds are great. Walnuts are great. And they have good fat in them too. Mm-hmm. So olive oil. Healthy fats are really important for our skin.
Avocado.
Oh, gosh.
Is there too much avocado where it can be fattening or not?
Oh, yes. It's still calories.
Oh, so how much avocado should you have? Probably not more.
I have like a half a day.
Okay, half a day, but maybe not more than that.
So I'll put a little in my toast or next to my eggs, and then maybe I have a little, over a sandwich too.
Yeah.
Or put it in a salad at night.
Is there something that people for a long time thought was a good thing to eat that actually now we're realizing it's not good?
No.
Like I read somewhere that like
everything
fruit
is fine.
I felt like I think like sweet
juices aren't as healthy as you might think.
I remember when I was writing White Chicks, you mentioned that
I love White Chicks.
Oh, by the way,
daughters, oh my God, this was the best movie. They loved it.
Well,
I'm proud of you.
I want to give a little shout out about White Chicks because I'm so excited. My friend who lives in La Quinta too sent an email and said they're doing this thing. It's called Fork and Film, and they take classic movies. And for like a month, they have like a pop-up and what they're eating on the screen, they serve you.
Oh.
And they're doing White Chicks in LA in January.
Oh.
And
we
so
have to
I'm
go.
going.
What are you going to eat there? What would they?
I mean, I'm trying to remember from the movie. I know that there's an eating scene where Marlon goes on a date as a woman with Terry Crews, and I can't remember what he had there. There's an appetizer scene.
I love this.
So I'm thinking there's probably like an app thing where then Marlon is lactose intolerant because I'm remembering all the scenes that I was writing and went through
I have
with
to
it.
re-see it.
And so anyway, we're going on January 21st, and my son, it's his 18th birthday, and
stop it.
He has never really seen the movie all the way through.
Oh, okay.
And my niece is going, and we're like so excited. But
that's so cool.
Yeah, it'll be so fun. And I'm like, I can't believe I was in one other movie they did called Dance Flick, but it wasn't as popular. And I'm like, I can't believe
you
the one
movie. In that movie.
I had a small part that I helped write the movie, but one of the scenes I wrote was this annoying sales girl based on someone that I knew in LA. And then I didn't think they were going to be able to put me in it because they were filming in Canada. And there was like rules about using so many Canadian actors. So they were like, we really want to find a part for you, Heather. And we might have to give this to a Canadian actor. I'm like, okay, whatever. I knew I was going to be able to go one time just to help with like the table read. Oh. So I came back for the table read and then they said, okay, you're able. Can you get on the plane tonight? And my son was only like 2 months old. Or maybe he was about 4 months old. Because there's a photo of me going to the White Chicks premiere and my son's on my hip in a diaper and he's now 21.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, I can't believe that this movie
It was a while
has
ago.
remained such like a classic.
Yes, it really has.
And like so good with the, and so
Yeah.
I'm so excited. So I'm like,
That's so cool.
so I'm like, I think I'm going to try to wear a similar outfit that I wore in the movie and a similar hair, just because God forbid I get recognized.
I hope you saved a lot of things. I saved all my old leotards. And that's why I do these then and now. I'm like, I saved them. They still fit. And
That's
my daughter
amazing.
wears them because she loves the vintage look, high cut now.
Yes,
up and in.
Oh, yeah, it's all in. Did your girls steal your clothes growing up? Would they go in your closet and take stuff
now
without
I
asking?
take their clothes. Are you kidding? They have the cutest clothes. I borrow theirs all the time.
Oh my gosh, I love it because you probably always wear the same size.
Yes,
as
we
they
all
got
wear the same size together.
Was there ever a time where having a mom be a fitness guru icon, was it ever annoying to your daughters or not
probably.
great?
But I didn't act like I was anyone, to be honest with you. So when all the teams loved me because they would say, "Oh, Mrs. Austin, could you stretch us out? Could you do a warm up for us? Right before the lacrosse game or something." And so I'd say, "Okay, girls, come on." And everyone would laugh and it'd be fun.
And was there ever a time where being a famous person was hard in getting along with the moms at schools and stuff?
No, never.
Good.
No. I never had any issues.
Good.
But I didn't. We were in a town, Alexandria, Virginia, that there weren't anyone. Yeah, we were just all normal.
Yeah.
Honestly, we're all equal. No one thought anything of, there were Supreme Court justice family. There were, this was major,
No one cared about the fitness girl.
Aerobic girl coming around.
I love that. That's good.
And I didn't make a big deal of it. So,
right.
I was just a normal mom, to be honest.
I'm just kind of thinking that's sort of interesting because when you grow up in LA and when you're in LA, and the surrounding areas, there's always famous people.
Yes.
And I wonder if I actually think it is a bigger deal here than if there was just one famous person in a town and they just accepted we have the fitness person or we have the former NFL player.
Right.
I think it's because we're so weird and self-conscious of it in LA, whether
You're right.
it's,
I think so.
this person, is recognizable or they're not recognizable, but that's the director of the blah, 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 and it's, so that's kind of
in DC,
funny.
Washington, it was more the political people, that were important.
Well, I absolutely loved getting to know you.
Oh,
and
you too.
Tell everybody where they can follow you and your daughters and what you have going on and all of that.
Well, if you want to follow me on Instagram or Facebook, I'm at Denise Austin. And then I have a website that I have all of my old TV shows. So if any of you remember me on the beach doing exercises, I digitized them all and they're all on my website, over 300 of them. And then I do all new workouts, of course, because they want to see me now and see what a 66-year-old can do, which is, most everything still, thank God. That's important. I'm 100% natural so far. And what else?
So you don't do any Botox, nothing?
No, but I need it. My girl said I need it before the wedding.
Your daughter did?
Mom, start now so you can see if you like it.
I think you look amazing, but have you not for any particular reason?
No,
just because it is
don't
so
know who to
acceptable?
Go to, and there's nothing the reasons for it.
Okay.
Not at all. No, I just haven't done it yet.
Well, you look great, but you do think you might get some?
I might. I don't know.
May I suggest Dr. Kasabian at Lift MD?
Okay.
He does mine, and he does very natural, like he goes with what you want, because I'm like, I got to be able to move, I got to be able to have and all that. So he's great. But no, I think, sure, I would maybe... If I were you, the wedding's when? March? May. I would maybe try to go now just to see if you like it, and if you don't, it'll be gone by then.
Right. Yes.
So that's why.
So that's it.
But I mean, you don't need it. You have beautiful skin and you everything.
I honestly think that you've got to feel the best you can.
Yeah.
So maybe I should do a little something because I do look a little, got that fur, whatever.
Well, forehead. I mean, it is a great. It is a great thing that's come around
First,
in
I
the
gotta
last
try
20
some
years.
facials. I haven't even done that.
You haven't even done a facial?
No. Well, I've had a few in my life, but when I go to spas, but I don't, do it on a regular basis.
Well, and there's so many things there too.
Yes, that's what I might first start with, and then.
Yeah.
And what else? I'm just excited because I have new Denise Austin walking shoes.
Okay.
And a walking treadmill.
And that they can get that all on your website?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. And then if you have kids that, young girls that want to follow Katie Austin, she has HIIT workouts, a little, more challenging than what I do.
Good.
And Katie Kelly, if you want like sound bath and really relaxation
So Katie Austin,
things.
Kelly Austin.
Yes. Yeah.
Look them up, follow them too. And
Katie made the Sports
God.
Illustrated swimsuit cover for the calendar.
Wait, this is your daughter?
That's Katie Austin. Yes.
Oh my, wait.
And she was on because she was an athlete. She played lacrosse.
Oh my God, she's gorgeous.
And that's all the girls in the magazine.
Oh my gosh, gorgeous.
Oh, thank you, honey. I had to bring you this. This is from my first leotard workout in 1980s.
Look at
I
that.
thought that might be fun for you.
How do you feel about fake asses?
I just don't get it. Yeah. I don't want to sit there and feel like something's weird there. But I don't know.
I don't know what a fake ass feels like.
Yeah, that's I like a shapely butt, but you can build your butt by certain exercises that
What's
I do.
the best butt building
squats.
One? Just a
and here's
old-fashioned
another
squat.
thing.
Yeah.
Squeeze your buttocks. Tighten up your tushy for 5 seconds.
I'm doing that right now.
Yeah. If you don't squeeze it, no one else will. And you can really do that with different muscles or isometric exercise. For your abs, pull your tummy up and in, tighten up your abs for 5 seconds, and that's equal to a sit-up because you're contracting your ab muscle.
Also, do it in traffic, LA traffic.
Yes, anytime, anywhere.
Yeah.
These are little exercises. Just keep moving. Standing burns more calories than sitting. So at any time throughout the day.
Well, I love that there's all the standing desks and that kind of thing because it really can force
keep
you to
moving.
Yeah.
Vehicles to get you going. That's what I love. Anything. I do, while I blow dry my hair, I do squats. Great for your butt.
Oh, wow.
Yes, look great from behind.
Yeah.
Okay, fill my tummy, Heather.
Take it for the girl who's been married for how many years?
40.
Oh, my God. This is the firmest tummy I've ever felt.
Yeah.
This is the firmest tummy I've ever felt.
My tummy.
I love it.
I've had a lot of famous people fill my tummy, Heather, through my years, but I don't ask too many men anymore.
Good for you. Yeah. That's why you stay married.
Yeah.
Good Catholic girl. Thank you so much, Denise.
Oh,
love
Heather,
you.
You're adorable.
Too fun.
Love it. Keep fit, everybody.
Bye.